Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money. With your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 461 of Screw the Commute podcast. Today we're going to do one of the things we do every once in a while called Ask Me a Question. And there'll be also some opinions in here, some new things that are just brand new you need to know about, and maybe a little rant in there where if your ears have sensibilities, you might want to shut this off for a minute when I get on a little rant that I get sick of some crap that's going on. All right, so hope you didn't miss episode 460. It's the shortest. It would be easy to miss because it's the shortest episode ever. 1 minute and 55 seconds, start to finish. So that was for Independence Day. And how would you like me to send you some big checks or PayPal or gold bullion or Bitcoin or crypto or I don't know, all that other stuff? I'm not going to send you Bitcoin. I would have no idea how. We have an affiliate program where you recommend stuff that I sell and I send you a big commission. Well, how simple is that? And you don't get returns from me because I give good quality stuff. I can hardly remember how to make returns. So if you're interested in making commissions, email me at tom@screwthecommute.com and we'll give you details. Now pick up a copy of our automation ebook at screwthecommute.com/automate free. You will thank me because if you even do a portion of what's in that book, you're going to save enormous amounts of time or cover way more people faster. So check that out at screwthecommute.com/automate free. And then while you're at it, pick up a copy of our podcast app at screwthecommute.com/app. That's APP. All right. We're also right in the middle with helping 5 disabled people get scholarships to my school. We're doing a crowdfunding campaign on GoFundMe. Please help out. We're going to change these people's lives for the better so that they can not only learn from home, but legitimately work from home. And you can check out the full details. It's imtcva.org. That's my school site /disabilities, plural. And then click on the GoFundMe campaign and it'll tell you the people that are in so far. We're still reviewing resumes of other folks and how it's all going to work out. Plus we're hiring disabled people to help run the program. So this is something I'm really proud of, and I'd love to have your help in it to help change these people's lives. All right, let's get to the main event. Ask me a question. All right, so here's the first question. What do you think about Clubhouse? Well, Clubhouse falls into my category of dull edge technology. I'm not talking about them being poor quality at all, not at all. I'm talking about my philosophy, having been in this for 27 years, having seen all the places come and go. MySpace, that was supposed to be the end-all, be-all of everything, gone. I mean, I think it still exists, but who knows? Who cares, right? So, yes, I jumped on Clubhouse, and I like the concept because I can listen while I'm working. I don't have to sit and watch a webinar to see the visuals or any of that stuff. I can jump in when I need to. People ask me to jump in a lot of times. That's cool. But here's the thing. There's so many other places that have the potential to just crush Clubhouse. For instance, Facebook is working on live audio rooms. Twitter has audio spaces. You got Reddit talk. You got even LinkedIn is working on one. So when these big entities go after some little entity, who knows what's going to happen? I know a lot of people are putting a lot of time into Clubhouse and building these big followings, but it's just like I said, maybe I'm making a mistake. Who knows? But with all of those other people jumping on the bandwagon, it may fracture the whole Clubhouse thing and everybody flies to some other place that's getting bigger and faster. And then all the work they put into Clubhouse, it's not all for naught, but now maybe they got a big following on Clubhouse, but then Facebook live audio room starts taking off like crazy. So now they either have to split between, do two different platforms because probably a lot of people won't jump from Clubhouse, but then a lot of people will. And, so now you got whatever you do, you got to do twice. All right. So, or three times. So I'm sitting back with my dull edge technology. I think I got 600 or 700 followers there from just the little time I spent just watching to see what happens. There's plenty of other things I got to do to make money. So I just don't put all my eggs in one basket, right, for a new entity. All right, this next question is, why do you still use a paper calendar? I hear you bragging about it all the time. Well, here's the thing, folks. Not once ever in my whole time in business, long before the internet ever, has my paper calendar crashed or done something stupid. Like, for instance, there's been 3 times when a booking has gotten messed up for me being on somebody else's podcast. And I don't mess up, all right? And they all had to do with Calendly. Why? I don't know. But here's what happened. I booked my time slot, Eastern time zone. The times were listed in Eastern time zone. And some of these, they booked me a month in advance or 6 weeks in advance. I got a lot of things to do. I don't remember every little detail of what's going on. I have to go back and remind myself. So I sign up with Calendly in Eastern time zone. Then reminders start coming in. But for some reason, they're in Pacific time zone. Well, who stops and reads a reminder that close when you're as busy as I am? You see the time, boom. You signed up Eastern, it should be in Eastern, right? No, it was in Pacific. 3 different times over the hundreds of interviews that I do. So my paper calendar never does that crap. Never. And so in people's efforts to be lazy and look cool, they're just screwing up because they're lazy. And I'm all for technology, using all the stuff that you can. But if you're going to use it, you better darn well monitor and make sure people aren't getting screwed over by your stupid reminders that are in the wrong time zone. All right. So I use a paper calendar. It never crashes ever. So that's why I do it. All right. Hey, Tom, I heard that email open rates are no longer going to be provided. How will we know the success of our email campaigns? Well, that open rate thing, is just coming around, and it's Apple that I think is leading the way on that. So I don't think all open rates are going to disappear overnight. But here's the thing, and I'd never think of myself as some kind of futurist or do predictions of things. All right. I just do my work, sell things to people that help them and are good for them at a reasonable price. And that's how I work. All right. However, I have talked about this in the past, that the open rates don't mean anything really to your bottom line. Would you rather, let's say you had a list of 5,000 people and you had 2,000 people open your email about a new product, and you had 10 people buy. All right, so that's the first scenario. 5,000 list, 2,000 people opened your email, 10 people bought. Or would you rather have 1,000 people open your email, 5,000 sent, 1,000 open, and 50 sales? Okay? I mean, if you hesitate at the answer to that question, you maybe shouldn't be out on the street alone. Maybe you need some help with with handling your finances. Maybe you shouldn't have a credit card. Okay, I don't know. But you're not making very good financial decisions. Your bottom line, which I have always preached, is not open rates. It's sales. Okay, it's sales. I'm sorry to be so blunt, but that's the bottom line. Is have you sold more stuff because of that particular email? You know, people do testing, split testing all the time, and to try to see which email gets opened more. Well, no, you have to track people all the way through to see which email gets more people to buy. Okay. So don't worry about open rates. Concentrate on making great offers that get people to buy. And I'm not saying being obnoxious. I'm just saying just because more people open your email doesn't mean crap. All right. It could be all tire kickers, and whatever you have in the email didn't stimulate them to buy. Well, that's a bad email, no matter how many people open it. Okay, next question. What are WebP? I'm not even sure if that's how you pronounce it now, but it's WEB and then a capital P images. Well, it's a new image format. And, you know, JPEGs and PNGs have been around forever. I can't even remember anything before that. But this is a new image format. And I think it has to do with WordPress, which is the gold standard. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. However, modern day browsers are all able to open these WebP images, but they're frequently 30% smaller in file size than their average JPEG or PNG equivalents. And this means that your site is going to load faster, which is a big determinant, not only for the search engines, but for people. They're used to stuff fast. And if you delay them at all, they're going to click away to something else. Now, I'm new to this myself, but you can right away start playing with this. You can use services like Squoosh, SQUOOSH, that'll convert images that you have to this WebP format. And then you can upload them to WordPress and put them on there. Now, there's more to it than that, but it will get easier. Scuttlebutt has it that in the future, WordPress updates are going to do this conversion for you. But you can go to squoosh.app, A-P-P, and then I'm going to have a link to a complete discussion about these images at a WordPress help support page that talks all about this. You have to look on the page till you see the part about WebP. There's a lot of help files on this page that I'm going to give you. It's something to pay attention to. It's not going to be that hard to implement, but it is going to help your site considerably. All right. Next question. Why do you keep saying not to use the boost function when placing an ad? Well, here's the thing, folks. Putting ads online correctly is extremely complicated. More complicated than I can even comprehend. I mean, I do it to a pretty high level, but not to the highest level. The highest level are the people that do it every day, agencies that see little tiny nuances and, just all kinds of little details to it. The ad platforms, in my not so humble opinion, just love to take all your money. They could care less if you are successful with your ads. And they can see when you put an ad up, and they can tell if you don't know what you're doing just by the way you put the ad in. And then they're more likely to just take your money. Now, nobody is going to admit to this, all right? They're not going to admit to this, but people in the know what's going on. So the boost function is designed to just take your money. Very seldom do they work and turn profitable. And they know that the person that doesn't know what they're doing will click on it and throw in 10, 15, 20 bucks thinking, hey, I'm advertising online. Well, yeah, you're pretty much throwing money down a black hole. And if hundreds of thousands of you or millions of you folks do this, It's just pure profit for the places that allow you to do it. Now, here's the thing. And, I've been preaching this for years, that don't do the boost function because they're just going to take your money. Well, I just got confirmation. I was doing a podcast with a email marketing expert. Excuse me, an ad expert, sorry. And he told me about some major company that does this kind of testing, put the exact same ad in, exact same budget, exact same targeting, and the boosted ad got 40% less response than the one that was put in through the ad manager. 40% higher response in ad manager for the exact same ad. Well, what does that tell you? It tells you that they think, a professional that may have a big budget that they can use over time and stick with us, we're going to give them better results so that they stick with us. But the other people that have no idea what they're doing, we're just going to take their money, because there's always a million of those in line to have their money stolen. Even the way you put the ad in the ad manager can tell that you don't know what you're doing. For instance, maybe you start with a $3 a day budget and you get the ad working and it's making money for you. So you say, I'm going to jump to $30 a day or $50 a day. You might as well, I've said this before, you may as well go to a cheerleader supply company, get one of those big megaphones and scream, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm an idiot. Because they can see that. And here's what happens behind the scenes. So in your $3 a day budget, they put you in the best places so that your ad makes money or works better. The places that they know will do better for you. But when they see that you jacked up to $50 a day, they're saying, oh man, are we going to steal that money? So they run your ad in a whole bunch of places that hardly ever convert. And they take all your money because they figure you don't know what they pretty much know that you don't know what you're doing, because nobody does that. Nobody jumps instantly from $3 a day to $50 a day unless they're clueless. See? So what they want, the people that they want to make happy are the people that know what they're doing, because the people that know what they're doing may be an agency or working for a big company that has $100,000 a day budget to put into ads. And this is not uncommon, $100,000 a day. How do you think, these places pull in billions of dollars and their owners become billionaires, all right? So they want to keep those people happy and run their ads in the best places and help them in any way possible to keep them happy. With you, they know you're going to get discouraged and you blew $50 or $100 and you're going to quit. There's nothing else to get from you. You're never going to be a professional at this. And so they just rob you blind and know that there's a million people right behind you that are going to hit that boost button. So no, don't hit the boost button. At least learn the basics of using the ad managers in these various platforms. You'll have a better chance of success. All right. And I'm all in favor of paid ads, but not unless you learn how to do it, at least to a basic level, so that you're not making dumb mistakes. Okay, next question. Can you spell check your website? Well, yes, you can. And it's a good idea that you do so. There's a company called Website Planet, and they did this testing, comparing pages with typos and grammar problems and spelling problems, and they learned some interesting stuff. So in one test, they found that typos on a landing page, in other words, the first page that somebody hits your site, increased the bounce rate by 85%. That means the bounce rate is how many people come and immediately leave your page. And immediately is a variable time period, but very quickly leave your page. And typos on the landing page reduce the time on site by 8%. And both of these, bounce rate and time on site, are factors to say whether you get higher or lower ranking in the search engines. So just these typos hurt your Google ranking because more bounces and less time on site makes your site look worse to Google. All right, now, if you're doing ads, they learned that bad grammar, especially on Google ads, reduce the traffic from your ad by approximately 4% and raise the cost per visitor by more than 70%. Because when Google sees this, they still might run your ad, but your ad has what is called a low quality score. And so the lower your quality score is, the higher your cost is. In fact, what that means is they used to just not accept ads that weren't high quality. But then they said, you know what? We're just going to charge them through the roof and let them run the ad that's not high quality. Now, it doesn't mean that you can run really bad ads or break their terms of service and stuff like that for money. But it does mean that if you don't take care of this, you're going to pay. Okay. So in the show notes, I've put in 3 places that you can use to spell check and grammar check your entire website. Some of them are free, and they're all going to be in the show notes. So yes, you can spell and grammar check your entire website, and yes, you should. Okay, now I'm on my soapbox. So if you have sensitive ears and don't like to hear people ranting and raving about stuff, then check out for a couple minutes. But the question is I've heard you say, quit crying about spam. Why do you say that? Well, the first reason is a lot can be learned from your spam email. So your spam email can tell you what is obviously looks like spam and that you should avoid doing when you email market. And it also tells you what grabs you enough to open the email, and so that you can replicate what they did with your ideas and subject lines and substituting your own products and services. There's a lot of very talented spammers. They just have the wrong outlook on life, to me, right? But frequently they're very good copywriters, and they're good at writing copy, and there's plenty of stuff in the email that you can swipe, which is, what we typically call a swipe file in copywriting terms, which is perfectly legitimate, to swipe copy that grabs you and then substitute your products and services so it doesn't, you're not just plagiarizing somebody else's stuff. Now, here's my soapbox, is I get people that want all the benefits of this online business, but they're big sissies. Oh, I can't take so much email. Hey, listen, email is where the money is, you moron. All right? You want all these benefits. You want all these riches that I've enjoyed for 27 years, and you want to cry about some emails? Get over it. Or else, you know what? Go sit in the cubicle and just make somebody else rich and forget the online stuff. There's going to be emails. There's going to be emails. There's lots of emails. There's going to be thousands of emails. Get over it. Learn how to turn that into a positive for yourself and get an online business. Get out of the rat race. Get off, screw the commute. But don't be a big freaking sissy like the generation coming up is, that can't stand anything. Ooh, little pressure. Well, screw you. Go sit in the cubicle and quit your job because you can't stand it, and go get another shitty job and keep doing it to the rest of your life. Suits me, all right? Just don't come to me and cry about emails. That's where the money is. All right, that was my rant. It does upset me when people, I'm going to get back on the rant again. They want all this big stuff, but they won't lift a finger to do it. They won't spend a couple hours learning YouTube and how to really maximize your YouTube channel. No, I'm just going to put a video up because I want people to see my gorgeous face. No, you're a moron. You're a moron. Everything out here takes enormous amounts of details to do it right. And you're just kind of just flooding with a bunch of BS, the internet full of stuff that doesn't work. And then you blame the internet. You blame teachers like me. I mean, I don't get many of that because I don't take you if you got that stupid attitude. All right. But so there's 2 rants for the price of 1. How about that? So just don't come to me and cry about email, and don't cry about the cost of your shopping cart. Ooh. All right. You don't have, you might not have the temperament for this. You're better off getting in the car every morning, going to Starbucks, spending $7, going to work, complaining about everything on earth, and coming home and doing it all over again the next day. That's what you're destined to if you have the attitude, ooh, I don't want to invest in myself. Ooh, this email's going to hurt me. Oh, my God, you make me sick. All right, let's get to another question. You see, I have the capacity to lay it on you folks. Because I can't help you if I just pat you on the back for all your BS. All right, get over your BS and I can help make you rich. All right, so, all right. So here's the next question. How can I improve the sound of my podcast? Okay, well, I'm not sure what your sound is like from the question, but I will tell you some of the basics. First of all, you want a good quality dynamic microphone. Now, dynamic is a specific technical term. If the microphone says it's a condenser microphone, don't do it. And unless you have a full audio booth, soundproof sound booth, then okay, I'm okay with it. But condenser mics are way too sensitive, and they will pick up all this crap that you don't want to be on your audio, and some of it you can't edit out. Some of it will just take you way longer to edit out. So just start out with a dynamic microphone that's less sensitive, but perfect for home studios and things like that. All right, so that's the first thing. Then you got to pay attention to your what's called room dynamics. Do you have carpet on the floor or not? Do you have harsh drywall walls that are just, there's nothing on them, just a flat surface? Same with your ceilings. So what this does is it makes an echo, and which makes you sound really cheap and really terrible. Now there's ways around it. You can put wall hangings, cloth wall hangings to decorative, so it looks nice on your walls. You can, I mean, this one guy, Derek Depker, which we're going to be doing another webinar with him shortly, even has you put a, if you have high ceilings, getting an outdoor pool umbrella, big thing to hang out, put over top of you while you're recording so that the sound doesn't go all the way up to the ceiling and then bounce back into your microphone. So all those kinds of things. So, you know, I got a whole course on this, I'll tell you about in a minute, but the room dynamics are really important. And then the outside dynamic, are you near an airport? Are you near a road that's got a lot of traffic on it? Maybe the traffic's only at rush hours. Maybe then you can record, you know, midday or mid-afternoon so that there's not as many cars and trucks going by. There's ways to handle this. One of the ways I love is to get a big cardboard box, line it with foam, like the egg crate foam that you put in on a bed for bed sores, or even, I've heard this, and this might even be better, stuff it full of rags and towels. And then you cut a hole in the side, stick your microphone in the box, and you'll get way better sound than anything you could do in your room. You can also put your microphone over by a closet that has hanging clothes and speak into the closet. Then the clothes will deaden it all for you. So those are some things there. But then in your editing, and I mean, if depending on your budget with equipment, so I have this thing here. It's called a compressor limiter, noise gate. And so a noise gate is something I can turn a little dial, and any noises under a certain amount, it'll just cut them out. Like if I had a fan going, if it's extra hot, something like that, or air conditioning running. If you're in a really hot environment and you really can't turn the air conditioning off, you can get a noise gate. Then the compressor limiter is if you get really loud, maybe like I did on that rant. I didn't get really loud screaming, but it cuts off so it doesn't go so high it distorts. And then the compressor is what makes your sound so people with crappy earbuds on trains and planes can still hear you. It kind of pushes all the high-end sounds and the low-end sides towards the middle where most of your voice is, and that way people can hear it better in crappy little earbuds and stuff. So those will really help it out. Then in the editing process, you can use what's called EQ, which can raise up the better sounds and lower the bad sounds. Also, you can use noise reduction, which, whatever the noise gate didn't get out, then the noise reduction can typically take out. Now, you also want to be careful with plosives. I'm going to do one on purpose now. I'm going to take this out. Puh. That's the P sound. And if you put your hand in front of your face and just go P, you can feel the air hit and B, you can hear the air hit your hand. Well, that's like a sledgehammer hitting your microphone. So you want to be careful not to do that. And you can get pop filters. Those are just clamp on $10, $15 that go in front of your microphone. I just touched mine and it's kind of moving on me. So all of that will make you way, way better than whatever you're doing now. But I do have a fantastic course on this. It includes an ebook. It's called What I Learned After 308 Successful Podcasts. I might update that because I'm on episode 461 today. Right. So then you got a video tour of my podcast studio. Then you have a consultation to help you, personal one-on-one consultation. And then you get a shout out on a episode of Screw the Commute. And you get a full one-on-one special edition interview on Screw the Commute. And all this is only $297, where people are charging thousands for this. So there'll be a link in the show notes that you can click on. So there's a bunch of questions for you. Hope some of them helped you out. Now, you also get a copy of my crowdfunding ebook. It's called Crowdfunding: How to Get the Money to Finance Your Dreams and Never Have to Pay It Back. How cool is that? If you contribute to the crowdfunding campaign I'm doing for these disabled people. So when that book is done, everybody that contributes will get a copy of that book that'll be selling for $27. And really, it's worth millions to you because you can literally, if you plan crowdfunding campaigns right, finance just about anything you can think of. All right. So in my case, I'm financing the tuitions and the salaries for the people to help run the program. So check that out at imtcva.org/disabilities. Click at the top on the crowdfunding campaign. You'll see the people that are in it so far, and we really thank you for helping out. I'm gonna help these people change their lives, and I need your help too. All right, so that's it. Catch you all in the next episode. See you later.